I have a question. Should I ask it now?
Well, this isn't the gathering, but sure.
Oh,
The
it's
gathering,
not.
the gatherings for the questions, and I'll answer it there too. What is the
Oh,
question,
okay.
please?
Yeah, so it's just more about the format because I'm new to this with you.
Oh.
So you have two different groups, plus you have like a individual personalized healing thing. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, this is the healing circle. That's every other week.
Mhm.
Except the holidays, it may vary a little bit.
Okay.
And it's on Tuesdays at 6:30 every other week. And
Mhm.
then, and all this stuff will be on the website too. And
Okay.
then every week is the gathering, which it may also vary because of the holidays and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And the gatherings is 7 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Oh,
And
okay.
that is on Facebook Live.
Okay.
This is on Zoom, the
Right.
healing circle always. And then and there's mini classes.
Mm.
And they're free, and they're up to an hour, between 20 minutes to an hour. And they're supposed to be 20 minutes, but that hasn't happened yet. In any case, then there's the workshops, the main workshops. And the main workshops are just phenomenal. And they're 4 days, Monday through Thursday. And they do cost money. And they're unbelievable. They're just phenomenal. It's all my teachings, experience, and what I want to help others to understand that they too can do.
Mm.
And that is accessible to them in their life.
Mm.
They're dynamic, and they're an hour and a half each day.
Okay. Wow.
They're awesome. And let's see, a little esoteric at times, but that's okay.
Mhm.
And if anyone doesn't understand something, just keep on asking, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? And it keeps getting broken down more and more and more for the person. And there's exercises and there's developmental stuff to it.
Okay.
And it's pretty alchemical in its nature when as I'm teaching, change happens within people as well to varying degrees.
Mm.
And then what else is there's the appointments that I have that are available during the week or some weekends. And that's accessible from the website as well.
Okay. And then the difference between, because I was in one class before with you, and it was a couple weeks ago, and it was the one on Facebook, but I don't think you saw people or.
I didn't, for some reason, and it shows up that there's only maybe 5 or 7 or 8 people, but when I click it off and it starts processing, and hey, Patrice, when it starts processing, then I see that there were a lot more people.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. So right now, we're in the today's Tuesday, so we're in the healing circle, and it's through Zoom. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
And it's people who register and stuff like that.
And do you need to register each time? If I need to register each time I'm interested in attending?
Not the gathering.
Okay.
Is that right, Glenn? Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're not part of the group. If you're part of the Facebook group, you should see the announcement.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sure.
I will make sure that I send all this information in an email for the replay.
All right,
Thanks.
good. Yeah, and you'll be able to, for everything, there's a replay, except for the appointments. And that's personal.
Question about the replay.
Yes, please.
So if you watch the replay, are you able to kind of get the energies, like the blessing again kind of a thing?
Yes.
Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really no different than when people tell me that I've worked with them, and then say at night they want to reinforce or something like that. So they go home and they'll remember and they'll feel it again, and they'll experience it even in a different way.
Good to know.
Yeah, there's no two exact same things, same ways all the time. It's just not possible because we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving in our lives, and we can't go back to the past. We can fit into the future, but we can't go back to the past because our consciousness is so much more expanded, if that makes sense. But we can fit into the future because that's the potential. All right.
So everything's recorded then? I mean, in other words, this isn't private, it's recorded so someone else can
Correct.
see it another time. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Cheryl, you know what perplexed me that time that I had asked you if I had known you. You have a similar name or same name, and of Cheryl. It's Ann. Is that correct?
Yeah, like my spiritual name, you know, my baptism name is Ann, and my legal name is Cheryl. So people
Okay.
call me both.
Now, the reason I was asking because I knew a Cheryl Ann Bender in my order.
Oh, so I was in the order, and that's
You
my
were?
name. Yeah.
Okay, so you're the one.
Okay. But I think I would have remembered meeting you, and I don't remember meeting you. But as I said, I've heard a lot about you, mostly recently. So through order people, but I don't remember ever meeting you in Chicago.
It could, I don't know. It could have been Chicago, Fort Worth, or Boston,
Okay.
and those are the places.
Okay. Well, nice. Good to see you
Yeah.
again.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my God! How many years? It was 47 years ago.
Yeah.
48 years ago. All right. Oh my God. Okay, good. Hi.
Hi. Thank you.
You're the sister that I knew, but didn't know me. Okay. Oh my God. All right. Well, homecoming day. So, in any case, I really want to thank everyone for being here, and I'm totally honored. So this is basically for healing, and Lynn will be moderating and putting things up, you know, if she doesn't mind, you know, about the workshops and about, you know, the appointments. And also, please, if you find it within your heart, do feel free to go to the website and do a gifting or supporting. And that really helps us. And it helps us to really go forward with all this, and it helps other people as well. And I love to give to people that don't have. So this enables that. People that I do know for sure on the street that need it, and also for people that are really in need of appointments that can't afford them. So please do feel free. And as you do give, it not only helps us, but it helps you too. And there's something that's really freeing inside that allows more to come to you. And that's just the way the law of the universe works. And that's the law of a cause and effect as well. So let me get some of this light off of me there. Whew, I was going blind. All right. Let's see here. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. And Lynn will put all the stuff on the replay. And let's see here. I don't know of anything else. I'm looking at a list here. We have the workshop coming up on the 30th. It's really dynamic, and it's on intuition. And please do take advantage of it. It'll get a little esoterica, but it will be pretty much in depth. And it'll be an open forum, but it'll be moderated as well, where I'll just keep going and going and going, and then I'll also be giving exercises and stuff. And Lynn just let me know that you'll be getting the email in about 48 hours. And it's on the 30th. And let's see, what date is today's 24th? On the when is the next mini class? Do you know the free mini class?
December 15th.
December 5th. All right, let me make sure I have that in here.
It's called Meditation Your Way.
Yes, Meditation Your Way. And it'll be a simple class. It'll be a lot of direction and guidance in it. And we won't be doing the actual meditation, but we'll be talking about it and the dynamics of it and how you can do it so easily and naturally as you already do, but unknowingly. And we'll be getting pretty much in depth with that. And don't forget the appointments. They are available to people. They're pretty awesome. And oftentimes I'll get an opportunity, not all the time, but oftentimes I'll get the opportunity to see something. Causes. I don't play psychic or anything like that, but I'll be shown where I'll be telling you the future or what color hair you're going to have in another week. I don't do that, but I'm able to, as you say a word, even the word, you're starting off a sentence, the word the, and all of a sudden I might get a flash, maybe, of what was the causal time of the situation that you're calling about. You may or may not even know that you're calling for. And I'll see those things, or I'll see other dynamics with other people or whatever pertaining to your life. So that may happen. And I don't know what else. Are there any other questions I can, try to answer? Please, before we start here, and I'll work with everyone. It's a small group tonight, at least the ones that are showing up right now. And any questions at all I can try to answer before we start. Please feel free. All right. All right. Please understand, I've been doing this, I guess, for about 47 years now. And I've worked with and taught about approximately 25 to 35,000 people over the many years. This is all that I do in my life. And I do have two hobbies as well. One is learning the basics of watercolor painting. And the other is, which I'm having a blast with. And you can't even decipher what the images look like on the paper yet. And the other one is with prospecting. I joined a club and I'm learning how to prospect. So I'm going throughout Colorado and the national forests, and it's wild and it's a lot of work, and I'm getting soaked, and I got injured a few times, but that went away. And I think that real briefly, the second time I went out, I went with this fellow who was leading me into this waterway, a stream that had really fast moving water currents and everything, and little waves and stuff. It was rolling so quickly, and we were going to be digging up the rocks, the bedrock. And so I slipped. He was way in front of me. I slipped, and he heard all my equipment fall. And he said, "You okay?" He freaked out. And I said, "Oh yeah, but I was so enthusiastic about doing this." And then I didn't even look to see if I was injured or anything else. But then I got up, and it ached a little bit, but I didn't care. And by the time I got home, I realized that I had either fractured or broken my rib. And I had this huge black and blue on my kneecap. And the other knee was cut and stuff like that. And I was soaked because I fell down. I stayed in the same clothes for hours. And but I didn't care. I was having so much fun. And I realized that, when I laid down, my rib was actually floating inside of me. I felt it going up and down. So no matter what position I went in, the rib would settle to that position. So I knew that it was fractured or broken, and it didn't puncture along or anything like that, but still. And, but I had so much fun with it. I knew that the healing, and I thought of this consciously too. I knew that the healing started immediately because I didn't give much life to it, even though it turned into a massive injury. I didn't give life to it, and I kept on going, and I went in with fun, and I didn't have the shock trauma of the memory of that stay with me. What I had was the memory of having a good time, and I couldn't wait till I went out another time. And and I think it took 3 days, and it was all healed. Even the black and blue went away, everything. And the cut, I still have this little tiny little scab on it, and for some reason on my right leg, but the big scab was just it was gone, you know, after 3 days. And the rib itself, it's fine, it's perfect. And so, but it's because there's also another realization of a joy in our life, and we get to remember that if that takes priority and precedence over the dilemmas and dramas and traumas, then the dilemma, drama, trauma don't get to recreate itself within us. And that's good for many things. I don't know about everything in the world, but it's good for many things. And we can utilize these things as well, even when we have emotional pain. If we're experiencing something dynamic within our lives, or we can find something to experience in a dynamic way. Even if we have a hobby, we can pick that up, and all of a sudden, you know, we're not in the great sufferings with many things. It's gone, it dissipates until we remember, bring the members back of that. So that's my take on things. I just wanted to share that with y'all. Someone was mentioning teeth, and was it you, Lynn? Yeah, about can I help teeth? You reminded me of a story immediately. In Wisconsin, many years ago, there was a fellow. I never met him, but I met people that had been to him. And they called him, he was an old gentleman. I mean, he was in his 80s or near 90 or something like that. And he would pack an audience of everyone. It was once every other week or once a month. And he was in a little amphitheater area. He would just pack people in. Every single person had a tooth problem that he packed in. And he was called, as old as he was called the Tooth Fairy. And he would call each person up for however many hours he worked, and their teeth would literally, say if someone had a cavity, that area would turn to gold. He was famous for that. Or if someone needed a new tooth, it would turn to gold. And it would be a perfect tooth. It had the contour of a perfect tooth. And he passed many years ago, but he was known as the Tooth Fairy. So I don't do that. I don't know if I'm capable, I doubt it, but it's not my way. But I have helped many people with pain, but temporarily until they got to a dentist or something to have it taken care of. You know, that's just the way it is, and that's not everyone. It's many people. So that's what people have told me. I won't make any claims. That's what people have told me, though, and to give them a relief in some way or another. A dear friend of mine, my best buddy, this guy Roy, he lives in Arizona, and he had kidney stones really bad, and he woke up in pain, and he called me. He said, "Help me, Mark, I'm dying. And he couldn't afford, you know, to go to a doctor for surgery, and his insurance totally sucks, and it would cost him hundreds of dollars, and then the insurance would pick up. And so I prayed for him, and he called me up a couple hours later and says, "Oh my God, it's gone. The pain's gone." And so I said, "You got to get to a doctor. It's most important. This is only temporary for you." Here it is 3 weeks later. He calls me again, "Help me, help me." I said, "I told you, Roy, it's only temporary. You got to do this." And so I prayed for him again, and it was good for another week or 2 weeks. And he called me again. And so, and that happens, it's always been that way with people that have some things in their body. They need a reprieve until they have the ability, to get help. And so and that's the way it is with the way God works, at least through me, for some situations. Other people, they're totally better. Other people, it's either better immediately or 2 weeks or 2 months later, walking down the street, say, "Oh my God, when does it leave me?" And it'll never come back. Other people, it's the temporary reprieve, or it takes something on their part, and that's fine. That's totally, totally fine. I say, "Okay, boss, you take over. Bigger than me." So I'm not going to argue with you. So, all right. Please, any other questions I can try to answer? Martin, Beatrice, Samantha, anyone? Cheryl or Lynn or The Apprentice, anything, please. Anything. All right. Let me see here. The Apprentice, how? How what? How? How what, Apprentice? I know who you are too. Please tell me how. What do you mean by how? I'll try to answer it. All right. Please. Did you? How did you know Roy needed to go to the doctor? Because it was a temporary reprieve, and it was shared with me. It was told to me inside. I listened to my intuition. That's what I mean by told to me. It's like a voice. And the voice is knowing, and our knowing, we hear and see through our knowing. And I'll be sharing a lot of this with you in the workshop, but it's knowing through hearing and seeing. That's how. It's almost, it's not a full image where I see him walking to the doctor, and it's not a full audio that I hear, "Go to the doctor, Roy." It's nothing like that. It's just a knowing that happens. Just like your intuition is always giving you guidance and direction, and you just know it. So I hope all that makes sense to everyone. All right. Cool Hand Luke. So, Apprentice, is there anything I can work with you with? Please feel free to share. Please feel free. And any one particular thing. I won't work with anyone in the live things that we're doing that involves emotional stuff. I feel that's very private, and I just won't spew everyone's stuff out in front of everyone else. I feel that's very, very private. So I keep that to appointments. A blessing, I'd be more than happy to. And if I see anything with anyone, I'll gladly share it. And no fidgeting while I'm doing this for The Apprentice. And everything seems so even keel in your life. And I really believe that today you just burst out laughing for some reason or another. And I don't know what it was for or why or anything else. and not to worry about things. But everything's really even keel. And, I did ask a blessing for you. All right, and wonderful. And thanks for being here, Apprentice. And it's my honor. All right, Beatrice, please, is there anything I can try to help you with?
Yeah, so I've been having like a lot of upper back pain, like that's causing me like really bad tension headaches. So I'm trying to like exercise it out and all that kind of stuff. And I went to the chiropractor, but it still feels like it's there.
Yeah. How often do you go to the chiropractor? Just curious.
Probably like once a month or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. All right. If we go too much, it's almost like if we're going, say, they say, oh, you got to come back, 4 times this week or something like that.
Yeah.
It creates a fixation, and we're the more it's corrected, the more it needs to be corrected. And so you're not doing that, which is great. And it's just like cracking a knuckle. If you do it, it displaces the synovial fluid in between the joints, and then it leaves an impression that you have to do it more because it's readjusting in there. And so the more you do it, the more you have to, but you're not, which is great. So let me work with your upper back some, please.
I felt like I was doing better too, because I've been having this problem for a while, but I felt like I was doing better like a few weeks ago, and then all of a sudden it just went worse than what it was.
Are you developing it, like through exercise or anything?
Yeah, I've been trying to like find the right exercises and stuff to see what works and what doesn't. And so
Yeah, good idea. Good
yeah,
idea.
I'm thinking that I'm actually on to something now, but I don't know, like time will
It's
tell.
going to take consistency. It doesn't have to be super strenuous.
Yeah.
It can be mild, but taking consistency, and staying with it. Okay. Let me gladly work with this. Have you've experienced me before, and so do you feel it right away or the next day or what, hon?
Probably like the next day or something. I don't
Okay,
usually
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Thought that I remembered. Okay, let me see if we can affect you here. Actually, my perception, I'm not a doctor, I don't know anything medically or whatever. My perception is that when you went to the chiropractor, he was not able to get one of the vertebrae, one of the main vertebrae to go into place.
Mhm.
And but that will happen, and you'll actually experience over the next 24, 48 hours like a movement in the vertebrae, and it'll make a sound. You'll be able to hear it inside and stuff, and that'll be like a readjustment.
Okay.
My perception. And what was happening was that the muscles that extend from the spine, they're weakened because of that. And so, but they'll begin to strengthen, and that will help the vertebrae to go back into its position, is what my imagination showed me, what I imaged.
So it'll go back on its own, or is
Yes.
that back with me like exercising it?
Both.
Mhm.
Both. One will stimulate the other.
Okay.
Yeah. And then but it's the idea of maintaining that, like we talked about,
Mhm.
where the muscles that hold the vertebrae in place will be stimulated to maintain. Does that make sense?
So basically maintain it, or proper maintenance is like good for like
Exactly.
longevity, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And that was just like a bruised area in your life. That was the first area to weaken. And so, whatever reason was the cause, it doesn't matter. It was like the least affected area of stimulation in your life of the lack of exercise or doing something,
Mm.
if that makes sense. So that's why it turned into like the bruised area of your life.
So like the least that I've worked on, basically.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's why it turned into like a bruised area of life, a memory that kept perpetuating itself into what it's like now.
Mm. And so how do I fix that? Just by
Gentle exercise,
okay,
maintaining it.
the whole body, not just parts.
Well, specifically that area. I don't know about the rest of the body.
Yeah.
Martin, please, hey, anything I can work with, please. I can't hear you. Unmute yourself there.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh, perfect.
better?
Perfect. Yeah.
So I have, I'm prone to blood clots. I have some vein disease, I guess. And then I'm a type 2 diabetic. So I have diabetic nerve
Neuropathy.
Neuropathy.
neuropathy. And so just besides, I feel great. Just my feet always feel like they're asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my wife,
Is it always, is it constant with your feet?
yes.
All right. All right. Tell me if you, and I'm going to work with, let's see, I'm dyslexic. So my left, your right. I'm going to work with, I'm going to work with your feet. And so I'm going to work with the right foot, your right foot a little bit.
Yep.
Tell me if you notice anything happening, and be candid with me too, please. And let's see if this helps either immediately or incrementally. I don't know. Did you sense little surges in your foot?
I did in my right foot, but yeah, it just always has that numbing. I always
Yeah.
have a numbing feeling in my feet.
Yeah. Now the surges were like little surges of life force that stimulate. So let's see what happens with the right foot. And I'm going to work with the left now a little bit.
Okay.
Did you feel a little warmth?
A little bit, yeah, both feet.
Yeah. Cool. That's life force. Let's see what happens with that. And another neat thing is that I want to share with you is that I actually saw 1 or 2 or 3 angelics just loving your feet, which is
Oh,
interesting.
Neat.
But whatever that means, just to let you know that.
I appreciate
Uh,
that.
My
But
pleasure.
they've been asleep for so, yeah, they've been asleep for so long. So it's just like, I'm kind of used to it now, but
Yeah,
it's, kind of scares me.
I understand. I understand. I understand.
Well,
All
great.
right. All right, my dear friend. Please do keep me updated. I appreciate it.
I will do. Thank you.
All righty. And let me see here. Samantha, please, please. Anything in
Art.
particular?
Yes, my back also, it's been hurting, mostly the lower back.
Yeah, right at the small of the back.
Yes.
Okay. And so let me work with that a little bit, okay? I just want to say that while I'm working with you, that you need stretching. Very important for you, stretching. And this will help you. Uh, it'll make it easier for your body when you do start stretching,
Okay.
please. And Martin, there's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. And you'll see this later in life, that there's nothing to be afraid of.
I probably appreciate that.
All right. Idira, please. Anything in particular, my dear?
Yes, I was wondering if you could take a look at my left hip. I've been experiencing some intermittent like bone pain in that area, and wondering what's up over there.
For how long? Just
Ooh,
curious.
gosh, just off and on over the past 2 months, really, but it's not constant. It's just, so I just, take some extra magnesium and usually goes away or something like that. But I just thought I'd like you to take a look at it.
Sure. I have no clue as to why, but it's almost or why this would be. That wasn't expressed to me or shown to me or told me or anything. But if you're doing the magnesium, and I know nothing, about chemicals or anything else or elements. If you're doing the magnesium, I would think that you need something to stimulate the magnesium, like calcium and D.
Okay.
And that would, for some, and I don't know why that's your, like a weakened area in your life. It's, I don't know how to express it, but if you do that, it might help to supplement in your body if you do a good quality of that stuff that absorbs into the body.
Okay.
And so, in the meantime, I worked with you.
Mhm.
And so let's see what transpires from that in the next time we chat.
Okay.
All right, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All righty.
I was getting messages about expansion. That something in my life wants to expand.
Yes, that and that might be the case. And at the same time, the physiology is being affected.
Mhm.
And so you want to address that as well,
Sure.
differently.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And let's see, who haven't we worked with? Cheryl, would you like me to work with you with anything in particular? Wait till she comes back on. Or Lynn? Yes, okay. What about Martin? Is your wife there? I can't hear you.
Yeah, she's right next to me.
Is there anything in particular she would like me to work with?
The only thing that bothers me is just my gums. That's it. I have gum disease. That's it.
All right, periodontitis. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. And you got to give your life to flossing.
Oh yeah, they bleed like very, very badly.
Yeah, and you got to really give your life. And I know of people that have had similar situations, and flossing was the answer to the prayer. And so let me work with you, and you may sense something happening, something strange, or may not. Some people don't, which is fine. It doesn't mean that nothing's happening if you don't feel anything.
Okay.
There. And also, as you floss, they're definitely going to bleed, especially if you floss. But as you do that religiously once or twice a day, you'll see that it gets less and less, and the gum tissue would be more adherent in you to the bone.
Yeah. Yeah, the dentist said he can't do nothing for me. He's like, I can't do a deep cleaning on you or nothing because the bacteria gets down so deep. He's like, you have to go see a specialist and have them like pull the gum away from the teeth and all that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know, yeah, the periodontist, yes. But this might save you. if you were to follow through with that. You'll see that it keeps stimulating more and more and more as you do practice the flossing.
Connected.
All right, my dear. All right. And I did ask a blessing, so let's see if this helps, all of this stuff.
Thank you.
All right, my pleasure, my pleasure. Cheryl, my dear, talk
Yes.
to me.
Okay, it's funny because you asked me, is there anything I can help you with? And since you did, I was kicked offline, so I'm
Oh my
back.
God.
So yeah, I want to say that I had some real tension in my jaw, and then my left side, my jaw, my eye got really red and irritated and painful, and also my ear. So all three connected on my left side.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to do something with you here. All right. How do you feel? Can you tell if there's any difference yet?
No, just I had my eyes closed and went within, and I feel very quiet and peaceful. Yeah, and things hasn't been hurting for a few days.
Okay.
Wasn't feeling pain anyway for the past, but just concerned about that whole connection.
Yes. My perception when I first started was what you just described of what to do, which will eliminate the whole eye and jaw thing, and which affects, I guess, the ear as well. So that was my perception of it all.
Okay.
And you just described that you did.
Okay. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Oh, my pleasure, my honor. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. The apprentice wrote, yes, she did burst out laughing when he said, don't fidget. All right. Let's see. Adira, do you notice any difference in your hip area at all, hon? I'm sorry.
I just feel peaceful.
All right,
So
good.
I'm going to marinate on that.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And Martin, tell me about your feet. Do you notice any difference? Are they the same or worse or better? Or you tell me if you notice anything yet.
They feel a little better. They feel a little more awake. Still have that numb, tingling feeling like when your feet are asleep, but not
Yes.
as bad as they've been. And I get that neuropathy stuff there, and that kind of like gives me surging pain in them.
Yes.
So it feels a little calmer,
Good.
if you will.
And let's see if this doesn't exponentiate to varying degrees, or if it doesn't change something, or we'll work with it again and to reinforce or do whatever, you know.
Right. I appreciate that.
And be not afraid. Be
Yep.
not afraid. All right.
I'm worried about blood clots. That's what I'm worried about.
All righty. Patrice, how you doing, hon?
I actually feel a little bit looser, and I'm surprised because I usually don't feel things right away.
Cool.
Yeah, like I
Cool.
feel like I can actually, it's smoother or something.
All right. Let's see what happens with that as well. And remember, though, these are quickie healings, and for 5 minutes or for the rest of your life, and it'll keep growing. But it's never the end of the story, ever, ever. Lynn, is there anything you'd like me to work with, please?
Just a blessing, thanks.
My honor. She's in Canada, and she has a well. Then she has to bend over and get the water out and stuff, or pull the rope, whatever. It's all right. It's funny, when I was asking a blessing on you, it was almost like there was on the side, several, I don't know how many is several, but there were several angelics in there saying, hallelujah. It was like an awakening that's happening in your life or something.
Thank you.
And they were
That's
celebrating.
awesome.
I know.
I'm good to celebrate. Cheers.
Cheers. Please, any final questions or comments before we boogie here? Anything I can try to answer? Please don't forget to go to the website, and if you find it in your heart, to do the gifting or supporting, great. And if you want an appointment, great. There's information on the website about the whatchamacallit, the workshop coming up and other events, etc., and the mini workshop as well, for the hour one, 20 minutes to an hour one. Please do check those out. A lot of good information there, and we actually have a blog. How does that work, Lynn? Please.
Okay, just basically go to the website, and you're going to see a new menu heading called Mystical Wisdom. I've forgotten what you called it. But anyway, there's 2 stories. We're scheduling it, so there's at least 1 story that comes out every week. So there's 1 scheduled to come out Thursday.
Oh my God.
It's already there. It's already there. You're good. But this is basically wisdom from Mark.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
The world according to Garth Mark.
Oh,
Enjoy
and
it.
you know what? Honestly, you should have put that in there.
That should have been the title.
I'm changing it.
The world according to Garth Mark.
Yeah, you can still keep mystical wisdom, but I'm going to
Yeah.
put that as a subheading.
Who cares about mysticalism? This is the world according to Garth Mark. All right. That belongs in there. Definitely, definitely. All right. All right, everyone. Blessings to you. I'll see you next time. And tomorrow night is the gathering. Every week there's questions. Please feel free to leave a question. You can write it to admin at markehrlich.com, which is Lynn, and she'll forward it to me. Or you can write it directly to me, mark at markehrlich.com. Or you can put it on the Facebook page in Spiritual Healing with Mark Ehrlich. So you can write a question there. all three ways, I'll have access to the questions. And, anything about spirituality, if it's within my realm, I'll answer it. And if it's not too far out there. Not about the color of your hair next week you should have or anything like that, but because I don't know yet. And then also with healing, questions about healing. And I'll work with a couple people as well during the gathering. And please, come on back. It'll be good to see you. And I'd love to hear any changes that has happened with people. Blessings to you. And thank you so much for being here.
And I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Apprentice, for the reminder.
And eat well and get heavy.
Store some fat for the winter.
Be like a chipmunk. All right. Blessings to everyone this holiday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Enjoy. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.